Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs
has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Combs had been living there for several weeks. A person with knowledge of the investigation told NBC News the arrest was based on a sealed indictment brought by the Southern District of New York.
His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
This is incredibly disturbing footage, so I do want to warn our viewers, as you did. But as you said, Kathy's lawsuit, which was filed in November of 2023 and then was quickly settled overnight, it did open the floodgates. But in that complaint, Jake, she details an incident that she alleged happened in March of 2016 at a hotel in Los Angeles, physically assaulted by Diddy. Now our team in the LA Bureau, we have got our hands on that surveillance footage, and it appears to corroborate Cassie's claims identically.
This all just happened. We were actually the first ones here, with at least 3 bear cats and approximately 30 different law enforcement officers.
You have it all figured out, you really do. You got a key to the city, you're licking toads. I mean, apparently you survived it. Did you have to use the ambulance or was just there in case?
No, I didn't have to use the ambulance.
You didn't have to use the ambulance.
Considering how healthy she was and how well she passed away when Kathy was seen having fun with Jay-Z and Diddy at a nightclub in Las Vegas, there were dark suspicions about their supposed affair. It didn't take long for people to piece together the details and conclude that Kathy was Jay-Z's mistress. When Kathy decided it was time to share her story, she was off. First responders at the scene felt her death was odd, and an NYPD officer surmised that someone might have given Kathy a toxic drug. Kathy had had enough of living a double life.
It didn't take long for people to start connecting the dots and figuring out that Kathy was Jay-Z's mistress. Kathy had enough of living a double life and decided that it was finally time to tell her story, and that's when she was offed. First responders to the scene felt her death was suspicious, and NYPD officers speculated that, quote, someone might have given Kathy a bad drug.
The boy, I guess, is, serious about his sports. Puffy is said to be a helicopter dad. Shows up and, you know what helicopter parenting is. Anyway, a helicopter dad. So apparently the team had practice early in the morning and Justin had missed quite a few practices and then he wasn't performing suitable to whoever's watching over the team. I guess they would call that the coach.
In a shocking turn of events, music mogul Diddy Combs was arrested in New York City on Monday evening following months of speculation surrounding his involvement in a range of serious allegations, including sexual abuse, human trafficking, and racketeering. The arrest marks a significant escalation in the ongoing legal drama that has surrounded the Bad Boy Records founder since late 2023. The arrest occurred after a sealed indictment was filed by the Southern District of New York, SDNY, one of the most aggressive prosecutorial bodies in the country. Federal agents executed a raid on Diddy's properties earlier in the year, confiscating electronic devices and other evidence that may prove critical in the investigation. Diddy has consistently denied the allegations, but his arrest represents a pivotal moment in a scandal that has only continued to grow. The legal woes for Diddy began to intensify in March 2024, when Homeland Security agents raided his properties in Los Angeles and Miami. Though the raids were conducted in connection with a series of civil lawsuits filed against the music icon, the exact details of the investigation were kept largely under wraps. The raids followed accusations from multiple women and one man who accused Combs of crimes ranging from sexual assault to human trafficking. One of the earliest accusations against Diddy came from his former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, who in November 2023 filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of years of abuse, coercion, and physical assault during their long relationship. Though the case was privately settled just one day after it was filed, it opened the door for additional lawsuits to emerge. Since then, a total of 8 civil lawsuits have been filed against Diddy, with each case alleging increasingly severe misconduct. The allegations describe a pattern of predatory behavior, with several women accusing him of sexual exploitation during lavish parties held at his New York and Miami homes. These accusations span a period from 2006 to 2009, with some of the most damning claims coming from dancer and adult film actress Adria English. English alleges that she was repeatedly passed off to partiers to be sexually assaulted. Federal investigators have reportedly been combing through confiscated devices from the raids to find evidence of underage sexual exploitation, among other potential crimes. This investigation has added a new layer of seriousness to the accusations, suggesting that there may be far more incriminating evidence yet to be uncovered. Dawn Richard, a former member of Diddy's girl group Danity Kane, has played a crucial role in the unfolding legal drama. In a series of interviews, Richard alleged that Diddy's abusive and predatory behavior extended to numerous women in his circle, including herself. Her decision to come forward with her story has lent credibility to the claims made by other women and opened the floodgates for further accusations. According to Richard, Diddy frequently used his power and influence to manipulate and control the women around him. She recounted instances of psychological abuse and coercion, describing a toxic environment where young women were often exploited at Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. Richard's testimony has been pivotal in shaping public perception of Diddy's alleged crimes, painting him as a manipulative figure who preyed on vulnerable individuals in the entertainment industry. In addition to Richard's testimony, Diddy has faced multiple lawsuits from other accusers, each detailing horrifying allegations of sexual abuse and misconduct. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit was one of the first to bring these allegations to the forefront, but it was far from the last. Since then, a number of high-profile women have come forward with their own accounts of abuse at the hands of Diddy. One particularly disturbing lawsuit was filed by model Crystal McKinney, who claims that Diddy drugged her and subjected her to unwanted sexual encounters at his recording studio in 2003. According to McKinney, the drugs rendered her incapacitated, and she was unable to consent to the sexual acts that followed. McKinney's lawsuit is one of many that have added to the growing pile of legal challenges facing Diddy. In addition to the accusations from women, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones also filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that the mogul sexually assaulted him and failed to compensate him for his work on a Grammy-nominated album. One's lawsuit has further complicated Diddy's defense, as it introduces a male victim into a case that had previously focused primarily on female accusers. The legal pressure on Diddy reached its peak when the Southern District of New York decided to move forward with a federal indictment. While the specific charges remain sealed at the time of writing, sources close to the investigation suggest that they could involve multiple counts of sexual assault, racketeering, and human trafficking. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, who is leading the prosecution, issued a statement explaining that the indictment will be unsealed in the coming days and that the public should brace for further revelations. Diddy's defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has already come out strongly against the arrest, calling it an unjust prosecution of an innocent man. Agnifilo painted a picture of Diddy as a philanthropist and devoted father who has spent the last 3 decades building an empire. He emphasized Diddy's cooperation with authorities and expressed confidence that his client would be cleared of all charges. This is a man who has given back to his community and his industry in ways that few others have, Agnifilo said in a statement. He is not a criminal, and we intend to prove that in court. Despite his attorney's statements, the fallout from Diddy's arrest has already begun. Several of his business ventures have taken significant hits, including his media company Revolt TV. Additionally, liquor giant Diageo, which had previously partnered with Diddy on his lucrative Ciroc vodka and De Leon tequila lines, terminated their partnership earlier this year in the wake of the accusations. Diddy's arrest is likely to have wide-reaching implications, not just for the music mogul, but for the entertainment industry as a whole. His downfall comes at a time when Hollywood and the music world are grappling with issues of sexual misconduct and abuse of power. The #MeToo movement has made it clear that even the most powerful figures in the industry are not immune from scrutiny, and Diddy's case is shaping up to be one of the highest-profile examples of this reckoning. As more details emerge from the investigation, the world will be watching to see how the legal process unfolds. Diddy's arrest has already shaken the foundations of his once glamorous empire, and whether or not he is ultimately convicted, his reputation has been irreparably damaged. With federal prosecutors pressing forward and more accusers potentially waiting in the wings, the future looks increasingly uncertain for one of the music industry's most iconic figures.